Today, Thursday, January 22, 2026, the global news landscape is dominated by high-stakes diplomatic tensions in Davos, significant shifts in international health and space sectors, and evolving regional conflicts. Top global headlines. 1. Geopolitics and the Greenland dispute. At the World Economic Forum, WEF in Davos, US President Donald Trump's demand for immediate talks regarding the acquisition of Greenland has triggered an existential crisis within NATO. The US stance. In a 70-minute keynote speech, Trump asserted that the US possesses unstoppable force, but ruled out using military power to take the island from Denmark. He argued the acquisition is vital for international security. The European response. European Council President Antonio Costa has convened an emergency summit of all 27 EU leaders today to discuss the threat of US tariffs on countries supporting Denmark's sovereignty. France has even proposed a NATO military exercise in Greenland as a show of support. 2. US formally leaves the WHO. Effective today, January 22, 2026, the United States has officially withdrawn from the World Health Organization (WHO). This follows a one-year notice period. The move is expected to impact global programs for tuberculosis and HIV/AIDS, as the US was historically the organization's largest donor. 3. Middle East diplomacy and tensions. Putin-Abbas talks. Russian President Vladimir Putin is scheduled to meet Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas in Russia today. The discussions are expected to focus on the humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip and the future of bilateral ties. Trump's warning to Iran. President Trump issued a dire warning to Tehran amid escalating protests in Iran, suggesting the country could face severe consequences if the situation destabilizes further. UN facilities targeted. Israeli forces have reportedly targeted at least 2 UN facilities in Gaza, continuing a crackdown on the agency tasked with Palestinian refugee services. 4. Science and technology. Sunita Williams retires. NASA has announced the official retirement of veteran astronaut Sunita Williams, effective from the end of last month. This follows her high-profile mission, where she and Butch Wilmore were stranded on the ISS for 9 months due to Boeing Starliner technical issues. AI for Africa. The Bill Gates Foundation and OpenAI have launched Horizon 1000, a $50 million initiative aimed at integrating AI technology into 1,000 health clinics across Africa. Regional quick hits. Region. Story. Europe. Catalonia, Spain has halted commuter rail services following a major train crash in Barcelona. South Asia. India has withdrawn the families of its officials from Bangladesh, citing security concerns ahead of upcoming elections. Economy. Gold prices have hit a record high of $4,700 per ounce due to global geopolitical uncertainty. Global health. Genetic analysis has traced a recent Mpox outbreak in Kerala, India, back to international travel from the UAE. Would you like me to provide a deeper dive into the specific? Today is Thursday, January 22, 2026. I have fact-checked the headlines provided earlier against current reports. Most of the information is accurate and reflects today's major global developments, with a few specific details to refine. Fact-check results. 1. Trump's Greenland bid and Davos speech. Status. Verified. Details. President Trump delivered a 70-minute address at the World Economic Forum, WEF, in Davos yesterday, January 21. He explicitly called for immediate talks to acquire Greenland, describing it as essential for the US Golden Dome missile shield. He did rule out using unstoppable force against Denmark but suggested the US is the only power capable of defending the island. 2. US withdrawal from the WHO. Status. Verified. Details. The United States officially withdrew from the World Health Organization today, January 22, 2026. This concludes the one-year notice period triggered by the executive order signed on President Trump's first day in office, January 20, 2025. 3. Putin-Abbas meeting. Status. Confirmed. Details. The Kremlin has confirmed that Vladimir Putin will hold talks with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas today, January 22, in Moscow. The agenda focuses on the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and bilateral trade/cultural ties. 4. Sunita Williams's retirement. Status. Minor correction on dates. Details. While the announcement was heavily discussed in the media yesterday and today, Sunita Williams officially retired from NASA on December 27, 2025, after a 27-year career. The news cycle today is centered on her recent interviews in Delhi and reflections on her 286-day mission that concluded in early 2025. 5. Middle East and UN facilities. Status. Verified. Details. There are active reports of the EU and other international bodies condemning raids and strikes on UNRWA, a UN agency for Palestinians, headquarters and facilities in East Jerusalem and Gaza, occurring this week. Summary of today's developments. Story: Reality check. Trump at Davos.